Good Time is the newest A24 film and Robert Pattinson's first real time to shine in film since The Lost City of Z. It is directed by Benny and Josh Safdie and stars Robert Pattinson, Benny Safdie, Jennifer Jason Leigh, Barkhad Abdi, and Buddy Duress. So, I say this at the beginning of all my A24 reviews, and I don't plan on stopping. I always try and get out to see A24 movies. I find it very enlightening to not only go and support these original filmmakers, but to actually be able to see these movies, because most commonly they're at least good. There have very rarely been bad A24 movies, at least from what I have seen, or A24 movies that I didn't enjoy. And this one is a good movie. It's not really amazing, but it's not bad. It's a good movie. It's got really great things about it, and it has noticeable flaws about it. It's definitely towards the middle of, like, A24's rankings, I guess, if I were to, like, take all the movies from them I'd seen, which don't rank back as far as I'd like. It's mainly last year and this year, but it would probably be somewhere towards the middle-ish. Like, I don't know, maybe around It Comes at Night. I think both of these are kind of close in quality. This is a good movie. It's a very good movie. I don't know if I'd call it a great movie. In terms of good things I liked about it, because there are a lot of good things about this movie. There are a lot of things I like. Primarily, the character work is what I really enjoyed about this movie, and I think that's a big compliment of the screenplay of this film. When you don't really notice the script at all, that can kind of be a good thing for the movie. Everything, all the dialogue in this, all of the development, it all feels very natural. It feels very real. The dialogue, like I said, is all very natural, coming from the characters it's coming from. It feels genuine. It feels like this is something that character would do. This is something that character would say. The script does a very good job with that, to the point where when you have a bad movie, you're noticing the script because it sounds like the actors are reading lines off of a script, or the lines are just bad and cliche and generic. This is helping to build characters, and you actually feel like you're watching these people grow as they continue through this storyline. Mainly one specific person, which is Robert Pattinson's character. The character work is absolutely strongest in him because he is 150% the lead of this film. All of the people that I mentioned in the intro to this video, like all those actors, are not in nearly as much as Robert Pattinson. The brother is in like the first 20 minutes primarily, and then Jennifer Jason Leigh has about 2 scenes. Barkhad Abdi has 1. Buddy Duress is a pretty large part towards like the halfway point. And then you've got was that it? I think that was it. But then there's a kid actress who's also very good, and she's in like the good bulk of the middle of the film. But the movie is 100% a focus on Robert Pattinson and his character works really well, not just because of his writing or his performance, which is good. This is like the first thing I've seen Robert Pattinson in since Twilight and like the Harry Potter movie. I didn't see Lost City of Z. He's very good in this, and a lot of that is because he's given a really good character to work with. Now, a lot of people assume that characterization and having a character is when they sit there and talk about their backstory. That's not true. Yes, having a backstory as a character is usually pretty helpful. It's hard to go wrong with that unless you just have a basic backstory. Like, I'll use The Dark Tower, I guess, as an example, where the kid in that movie, it's like, oh, his dad was a firefighter, and his dad died, and now he's got a stepdad, and he doesn't like the stepdad, and he's, like, sometimes there can be bad backstory, but most of the time having backstory helps, and you get little flashes of, previous moments in Robert Pattinson and his brother's life, but what really works about his character is the performance and the direction of it. You get a lot about his character more so from his actions than his story. What he does really defines him as a character. You really get the sense out of him that he is a smart guy, but he in a sloppy sense of the way. He's not, like, pre-planning mastermind. He's on the spot, what I need to do, I'm going to map it out now, I'm going to do it, we're going to get it done quick, and he's very good at that. You get that about his character, not from him saying, oh, when I was a kid, I used to be great at planning things or doing things on the spot, like a generic movie would do, or a lazy movie would do, or a bad screenwriter would do. No, you get development of his character. You see it as the film progresses, why he's like that, how he's like that, and as he continues to be like that, how he grows as a character. That's what really works for him, is the fact that you see him through actions. That's something Dunkirk did right. A lot of people complained about the lack of characterization in that movie. I think that's completely false. I think you see the characterization through action in that movie. Sure, there are good ways to do characterization through words and dialogue, but it's much more difficult to do it through actions, and I think this movie really capitalizes on that and really does a good job with that. The style of this movie, for the most part, really works. I saw a lot of, like, Catherine Bigelow inspiration, Paul Greengrass kind of inspiration. The camera is most often moving. I'll get into that in a little bit. You always sort of feel this rushed sense, which ends up hurting and helping the movie towards the end more so. But you're always kind of thrilled and into it. It's always very intense, the way the camera's moving, the way the music is. That's always sort of a reflection on what's going on with the pacing of the movie. The pacing is very good in this movie. It does a very good job going from like a really intense or even chase/action scene, if you would even call it that, to a dialogue scene or two characters interacting or whatever you want to have. There's one specific scene that I loved in this movie that is edited perfectly and acted perfectly, written perfectly. There's a scene where Robert Pattinson and Jennifer Jason Leigh go into the store and they're trying to use this money to get their brother out of jail, and it's just edited in this completely like boom, 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 boom kind of manner. The writing is like that. Everything is overlapping. All of the acting really shows that. He's kind of looking around. The camera movement really works. That scene was great. And if the movie had been more like that in those scenes, I would call this movie amazing. However, the problems that I have with this movie, the big one is that there are a lot of moments where the style is slightly inconsistent. As I was saying, it always kind of feels like the camera is moving and that you are moving with it and that you are kind of in this setting and you're with these characters. That's how the feeling should have been the entire movie, because that's how they should have been shooting the entire movie. And they shoot the good majority of it like that, and they edit it like that. But there are these weird and kind of awkward scenes that are two things. They're either moving too fast to the point where you can't see what's on screen. There are a couple of shots and scenes where I noticed that happening. That's always a problem that I noticed with shaky cam, except for someone like Paul Greengrass, where someone is trying too hard to do it and you don't see anything. That's not intense, that's irritating when you're not seeing anything on screen. If you're supposed to be seeing like brief glimpses of people, okay, I understand that, but there's a point where like two characters are running and one is over here and one is over here and the camera is moving with the wall and you're seeing the wall but you're not seeing the characters, and it was just this really weird and unneeded shot, and it just kind of felt out of place. It also does that with shots that are stationary and still that feel really weird when they come around, because it doesn't feel like that's the shot that should be there, especially considering like an hour and 30 minutes out of this hour and 40-minute movie are just these rapid, kind of moving shots and angles, and these weird like stationary shots feel kind of off sometimes, and I don't know, that was the primary problem I had with this movie, because when you have a film that's trying to keep a style consistent throughout the entire movie, and then it has scenes that are completely different from that style, you find yourself sort of just kind of like, whoa, completely taken out of it. If you were really invested in this movie, you find yourself kind of being sucked out of it, and then you have to work yourself into getting invested into it again, which, because of the movie's quality and your connection to the characters, because of how real they are, it's not difficult, but it doesn't change the fact that every now and then you're knocked out of the movie. The other issue I have is, I don't want to say the ending scene, but the wrap-up of this movie feels very kind of out of nowhere. Like, that what I was saying about the pacing, or not the pacing earlier, the fact that everything is very rushed. It's good for the first hour and 30 minutes of this movie, but you hit the last 10 minutes of the movie and you think there's still like 20 to 30 minutes left. And the movie starts wrapping up and you're kind of going, whoa, that was really quick. A lot of that is due to the second to last scene there's a really interesting way it's shot, but it's all going so fast and edited so quickly that you're like, this is the start of something, and then it sort of hits a brick wall. And it feels very unnatural, and it feels like the movie should not be ending yet, because where you would be in the story structure, I guess, or in like a story grid, if you want to look at that, you would not be wrapping up the movie yet, and then they go right into the last scene, and it feels so weird, because the last scene is actually a very good scene. I really like the ending scene, and then they start rolling credits over it. But it was just that other one where the wrap-up started happening, and the wrap-up is very quick. The movie ends very quickly. And I don't know, it just feels unnatural. It feels almost kind of anticlimactic, to the point where I was just sort of left going, oh, okay. That, like, something major happens to one specific character, and it just, that's it. Like, there's a shot of it, and then done. And it's like, no, I feel like we definitely should have focused on that, and maybe there could have even been 5 minutes more dedicated to that, but then they just kind of end the movie, and it feels very out of place. But overall, the direction, the writing, the performances, the majority of the cinematography, and the majority of the style really do make this movie good, where a couple, or a good amount, I guess, of inconsistent moments and a weird ending don't really compare to the good things in this movie. I know it sounds like I'm more focused on the bad things. I just kind of had more to say about the bad things. It's a good movie. It's a solid movie, and I would definitely recommend checking it out. It's the last movie I saw of my summer break. I start school tomorrow, and so, you know, I definitely think it was a good one to wrap up on. We've got It coming out this week, and it's a weird month. You know, you got It, you got Mother, American Assassin, Kingsman, Lego Ninjago movie, Battle of the Sexes. It's a big month, and this was a good way to end the summer movie season for me. I would definitely recommend checking this one out. I think it's worth the watch. It's an hour 40 minutes. It's not a chore to sit through or anything. It's a well-made movie with flaws. So, what did you guys think? Have you seen Good Time? Have you not seen Good Time? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Hey, why don't you fuck off my set? I'll kill you with a Blu-ray. I'll do it. They're over there. They're right there. I'll fucking do it. You are a freaky little bitch, aren't you? I don't like you. No sudden movements. Jackass. Oh, shit. Fuck. It's all falling apart. I don't even know how I would fucking do this. No? Nothing? Shit. Oh, I've got it. I know what I'm gonna fucking kill you with. Hey. You ever seen The Room? Fucking hell, dude. There you go, you fucker. Run. Run! Oh, yeah. Go right on the fucking Guitar Hero thing. Come here. Come here. Yeah, you know what the fuck. Oh. Oh. Okay. That, I guess. I don't know.